Previously, we saw Troy Treviño's family take the stand, painting him as a respectful, misunderstood young man. But today, the truth faces its toughest test yet. The judge turns to Troy himself, the man accused of brutal violence, now claiming redemption. In this next chapter, emotions run high, defenses crumble, and the line between remorse and manipulation blurs. Welcome to part 2, the moment Troy finally speaks for himself.
If necessary to attend classes, things like that. Are you able to, if necessary, loan him money?
Yeah.
To pay for, court requirements, court fees, things like that. If he, now, prior to this, he was employed, is that right?
Yes.
And where was that?
It was a demolition company, something in Baytown. My head is everywhere at the moment, so I don't.
I understand, but he was employed full time.
Yes, full time, and he was, his certifications, everything, he was ready to be a lead or a foreman.
And how much did he earn?
About $20-something an hour.
So it's a full time job. It's a real job.
A real job,
And
not
with good money and all that.
very good benefits.
And so, and he's got certifications. So even if he did not go back there, he could go someplace else in short order and get a
Not
similar
from
type
the
job. Would he ever need trouble as a juvenile, like juvenile cases or anything?
or we didn't allow that opportunity. We sent them in sports, very active.
Judge will pass things.
Any questions?
Just a few. Good morning, Mr. Treviño. Thank you for coming this morning, and thank you for showing support for your son. You testified that you're comfortable with him returning to the home. Who lives in the home currently?
Mom, dad, sister, and brother.
Sister, brother? How old is his sister?
Sister, 16.
And how old is his brother?
Brother,
I'm sorry, 7?
7.
7 years, okay. You're aware of these charges, correct? And had you met the victim before?
Oh, yes.
She used to live with you? How long did she live with you guys?
Excuse me, just a second off the record. You in the Gap shirt? What did the deputy say about talking to inmates? Are you on the docket? Are you on the docket today?
He's on the docket, Judge. He came in late.
Who are you talking to? All right, so everyone, you can't talk across the courtroom. You can't talk across the gallery. That's an issue. It has to do with safety with the deputies. Does everyone understand? All right, sorry about that. We're back on the record. You may continue.
Thank you. And you said that she lived with you for a year?
Yeah.
How was she in your home?
I mean, when Ileana first came into our home, I was at her home. Things shifted when attitudes started to come about, and just simple things became about it. I didn't like the disagreements, so I asked her to leave because between my husband and I, we don't make our issues known to our children. It's done private, not like, So I asked her, if you cannot get along here, then you cannot leave her. And she had her own place and asked her to go out because I don't control.
Where did she stay in your home? Did she stay in his room? Okay, so they stayed in the room together? Okay. Did you ever hear of any commotion going on in the room when the two of them were there?
More so bickering and being like, louder. That's when mom died. Because again, you don't condone that. And if that's not, you're not contributing to our house, you're not paying the bills, you don't have to pay in our house. And you don't see how you know it's in the house.
Understood. How often would you see Troy and Ileana bicker?
Not quite often, but if we did, it was we made it to a point to share needs.
Okay. Did you ever see Troy be aggressive with her in your home?
As far as physical,
Did you ever see him verbally abuse her?
amazing.
Both to each other? Okay. Were you aware that Troy owned a gun?
Yeah.
Do you know how he got that gun?
Not the gun. So, I don't know. I don't know.
Were you aware that he?
And now, the moment everyone's been waiting for, Troy himself takes the stand. After hearing his family's emotional defenses, the judge finally turns to the man at the center of it all. You can almost feel the air shift. This is no longer about what others think of him. It's about whether Troy can convince the court that he deserves mercy instead of years behind bars.
He was abusing drugs?
No.
you aware that he was abusing alcohol?
No.
I'll pass it, Mr. Wong.
No further questions.
All right, any objections to the court asking a few questions?
None from the state.
No.
All right, so how old was your son when you allowed his girlfriend to move in?
She came in shortly after high school, so he was 18, going on 19, he's now 20.
And how old was she?
She's about the same age.
All right, so here's my question for you. Why would you allow an 18-year-old to come live in your house with your son?
So my answer to that is, Ileana has always given me the story that her parents have never been there for her. So being that she liked our environment, that we were very family oriented, she felt comfortable at our.
But you're letting them stay in a room together?
Okay.
So you know what goes on with them staying in a room
I
together?
do.
So you allowed that in your house with your children there? Now, my other question is, are you aware that he had 2 cases against him where she's the complainant, January 24th, 2025? Are you aware that on that date, he was charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon?
Yep.
Were you aware about the impeding the breath, basically strangulation on that same date?
No, ma'am.
All right, so I'm assuming he was arrested on those days.
Yes, and not at my home, it was at her.
Okay, so he's arrested at her house.
On those days,
Yes.
no, the only arrest that I know that he was placed on was in March.
All right, so you're not aware that he was ever arrested for the January 24th, 2025. So when he gets arrested on March 14th, 2025 for the continuous violence, is that when you allowed him back in your home?
I will allow him in my home anytime.
No. My question is,
He didn't come home.
He didn't come home.
No, that day that incident happened, he was at Ileana's house.
all right, and did you ever talk to him about what happened?
No,
All right, so where do you think, because I'm listening to your testimony, to your husband's testimony, and to the other person's testimony, where did he learn that in order to solve issues, you become violent with your partner?
I don't know, to be honest, and I would love to know that as a parent, as a mother, or someone who doesn't condone that behavior, I don't know. So those are all questions I still have for my child when he comes in.
All right, thank you so much.
Listen carefully to Troy's tone. Calm, measured, even remorseful. But there's something deeper underneath. He emphasizes his work certifications and future plans, a strategy often used to show rehabilitation. Yet his body language betrays nervousness. Tapping hands, shifting eyes. It's as if he's rehearsed these words 100 times. In this moment, the judge isn't just listening, she's studying every move.
All right, any other witnesses? All right, you want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Troy Treviño.
All right, you may proceed.
Thank you. Troy, how long have you been in jail?
I've been incarcerated approximately 7 months.
So that would be since March.
Yes, sir.
Prior to going to jail, how were you employed?
I was working for American Pavement Demolition. I was a crew lead. I basically ran my own crew while the foreman and the supervisor went over blueprints. I actually got to get hands-on with the blueprints and safety action plans. Basically going over like how a job site's gonna get completed, basically like discussing how many men do we think we'll need to complete that job? What proper tools we'll need, what proper safety gear will be needed. Basically everything that'll be needed for the job to just make sure the job gets executed within that time frame.
I'm holding here a big stack of cards. Do you recognize these?
Yes, sir. Those are all my work certifications.
And there's approximately 18 cards, is that right?
Yes, sir.
And those are all, I would say, advanced certifications that you, classes and things like that you completed at your
Yeah,
job.
aerial lift, confined space, asbestos, lead handling, heavy machinery, basically.
Now, and approximately how much money did you make working for these guys?
So I was making about 21 to 22 an hour.
And there was overtime as well?
Yes, sir. When the jobs required overtime, it was over.
Now, since you've been in jail, so for the past 7 months, have you taken any classes in the jail?
Yes, sir, I have. I've completed a parenting plus class. I'm currently enrolled in a faith-based 12-step recovery class through Chrysalis Ministry Group. We're currently on step 4. I just went this past Wednesday.
They also offer a outpatient program through their ministry group. So if I were to get released, I'd pick up right where I left off in the jail.
And you've also taken some of the,
I took a
let me ask you, you've also taken some of the BIP class, right?
yes, sir, which is a veteran intervention prevention program class. I've completed 10 hours of that.
So you received a certificate, correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, as far as this chrysalis program, is that one that they do provide outside of the Bear County Jail?
Yes, sir. They offer trade school classes. They help you get back into the workforce. They offer anger management, therapy, and well, my main one is a 12-step recovery.
And so is it fair to say that you are an addict?
Yes, sir.
And
Which I've acknowledged that, and I've made the initiative on my own while I was incarcerated to address all my personal issues and get myself back on track, so I can show that I'm a successful member of society and that it was a mistake. That I've learned my lesson and that I feel I deserve a second chance to get back out there in the world and prove that I've learned that it was a mistake and that I can be a productive, safe member of society.
now, you know the reason we're here today, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you know, obviously, we're gonna be asking the judge to place you on probation, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Now, as part of that probation, you and I have reviewed the PSI. One of the recommendation is not the correct word, but the statement from probation is that if you're placed on probation, they would ask that the judge send you to SATF. Are you aware of what SATF is?
Yes, sir.
So it's inpatient treatment, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, because you have come so far while you have been in jail, what we're gonna be asking the judge to do is to place you on what they call IOP, which is intensive outpatient treatment. You're aware of that?
Yes, sir.
Based on the classes that you've taken and the time that you've had to reflect on this, do you feel that you would be successful with intensive outpatient treatment?
100%, sir.
And also, as part of probation, we have also talked about this, you are not to have any contact with this lady anymore
That is the way, sir, and I'm 100% okay with that, sir.
for the rest of your life.
Okay, that's fine.
You don't have any children with her,
No, sir.
so there's no reason for you to have anything to do with her.
Yes, sir.
The defense is pushing hard for leniency, asking for treatment instead of time. But let's not forget, this isn't a minor charge. Aggravated assault with a deadly weapon carries real consequences. The courtroom falls silent as Troy claims. He's changed, but the prosecution's file sitting on the desk says otherwise. The evidence is waiting, and it's about to speak louder than any apology.
Now, you're familiar with your charges, obviously, right?
Yes, sir.
And the most serious of those is an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
Yes, sir.
Did you commit that crime?
Yes, sir.
Where did you get the gun?
Unauthorized use.
Somebody from the neighborhood?
Yes. Yes, sir, something like that.
And, at the time, if you had that gun, were you using drugs?
I was, yes, sir, occasionally.
And, drinking?
Occasionally, but it wasn't an everyday thing. Yes, sir.
When did your drug addiction, alcohol addiction, when did it get really bad?
It's not that it got bad, it's just that buttons were pushed that made it seem like it was bad when it really was.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that? I didn't hear.
It's not that, I guess you could say no matter any chemical abuse, any alcohol, abuse of alcohol is considered an addiction. So yes, you could say it was an addiction, but it's not that it was a bad addiction, because even though all drug addictions are bad addictions, it's just that buttons were pushed, certain areas like manipulation and all that were pushed to cause reactions that made it seem like they were bad outbreaks.
Now,
I'm,
this was,
I'm so sorry to interrupt. When you say buttons were pushed, what do you mean?
Like verbal manipulation, like basically like being told that I wasn't good enough or that, like basically like just a bunch of stuff like to get me down in my head or.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
now, would you say that in your relationship with Eliana, that, you could have done, needless to say, you could have done things a lot different?
Yes, sir. I could have just walked away the first time we got into an argument, but I didn't. I don't. And these past 7 months that I've been incarcerated, I've had a lot of time to reflect that God gave me many chances to leave and walk out that door. And many people told me, even my mom and my dad told me, like, hey, they're right. This is where I was gonna end up if I stayed in the relationship. And I still didn't listen. I decided to stay and look where it got me. I spent 7 months in Bear County Jail.
And you know that no matter what she did, this is your responsibility.
Yes, sir.
correct?
And I take full responsibility. I understand that, and I take full responsibility.
And so no matter what buttons were pressed or anything like that, none of that justifies any other
Yeah,
problem.
no, it doesn't.
That's the way.
Morning, Mr. Trevino.
Morning, sir.
You testified that you got the gun illegally,
Yes, sir.
and who did you get that gun from?
Somebody from the neighborhood.
Someone from the neighborhood, okay. You paid cash for it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What would you say your drug of choice is?
My drug of choice was marijuana,
Marijuana?
but it wasn't really a drug of choice. It just helped with like the backache, helped me go to sleep because I'm working long hours up first thing in the morning.
Okay, you used other drugs too, didn't you?
Here it comes, the prosecution's turn. Their tone sharpens. Their questions slice through every soft excuse. When Troy says, "I don't remember," it's like a spark igniting tension across the room. Each vague answer chips away at his credibility. In a case built on violence and fear, memory suddenly becomes selective. The prosecutor knows it, and so does the judge.
Cocaine,
Okay, all right.
but that was once in a while. It wasn't a daily thing or nothing like that.
Okay, so you use marijuana more than cocaine?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'd like to talk to you about this incident from January 24, 2025. So at that time, you were in a relationship with Eliana Contreras, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How long had you guys been dating up to that point in time?
We had been together over a year. We've been together since May 17th of 2023. A little bit
Okay,
before then.
so almost 2 years.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years, and you guys were living together, right?
Yes, sir. I was
Um,
back and forth between her place and my parents' place.
Okay. Which address is hers? Is hers 225 East Sherrill Drive?
Yes, sir.
All right. Excuse me. All right, so you were at her place on that day, right?
Yes, sir.
And probably wasn't a perfect relationship between you and Eliana, right?
No, sir.
You guys had your ups and downs, right?
Sir.
In fact, this day you guys got into an argument, right?
Yes, sir.
And she had broken up with you?
It was the other way around.
You had broken up with her?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that made you angry though, right?
Not really. It's just the fact that I tried to leave and she didn't really let me leave.
She didn't let you leave. Okay, so she never ran and locked herself into the bathroom on
She
that day?
did, but she had my truck keys.
Okay, so
but
she
she had-
did and she took your truck keys.
Yeah, she
Okay,
had the phone and the keys.
all right. You ever made threats to kill her?
Maybe. I do not remember correctly.
Okay, so when she was in the bathroom, you do not remember saying, "Open the fucking door now or I'm going to start shooting."
No,
You don't remember saying that?
no, sir. Like I said,
All
I
right.
might have. I'm not gonna say I didn't, but
Okay, all right. Do you also remember putting a knife under the door, right?
no, sir.
You never did that.
I don't
Okay.
remember. I'm not saying I didn't do it, but I'm saying I don't remember.
You don't remember, so you might have done it.
Yes, sir.
All right. And you slid the gun under the door the whole time, right? While she's in there.
How can I say this? How is a 3-inch barrel 3-point gonna fit under a 1-inch crack?
Well, I mean, you told me, 'cause it says here that's what you did.
I didn't do that.
You didn't do that.
No, sir.
In fact, you broke into the bathroom, right?
I hit the door and the top half broke. After that, I left it at that.
You looked at that. So you didn't pull her out of the bathroom?
No.
You never threw her on the bed?
No.
Okay. You never covered her mouth while she was on the bed?
No, sir.
Okay. And that was at that point you tried to leave, right?
Sir,
And you made any threats with her when you were leaving?
I might have. Yes, sir.
So you might have said you better watch your back because I'm coming back to kill you?
Okay, no, I didn't say that.
You didn't say that. All right. So you left and you came back later on, right?
I believe so.
And the house was locked, right? You couldn't get in?
No.
You can get in. Okay.
This is where the case turns haunting. The prosecutor recounts the night of January 24th. Threats, weapons, and the victim's terror. Troy's denial feels hollow, disconnected from the horror being described. It's a reminder that courtroom truth isn't just about evidence. It's about accountability. The law can't fix what's broken. It can only decide how much it costs.
And you tried to break in through the bathroom window, right?
No, sir.
You didn't try to do that. Okay.
No.
But you did get into the home, didn't you?
She eventually let me in and we talked.
She let you in. She didn't force you in?
No.
All right. And you pushed her on the bed, right? Because you guys got into another argument a second time?
Yes, sir.
So you pushed her on the bed and you began to put your hands around her neck, right?
I do not remember.
You don't remember? Okay. And you don't remember her coughing to the point where she felt like she was choking?
No, sir.
Okay, you don't remember that either, okay? And at that point is when you left the second time, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. I want to talk to you next about the incident that occurred 2 months later.
Or the day I got arrested.
Then you got arrested in March, yes. I want to talk to you about that. That also was at her place, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. And you guys got into another argument that day, right?
Yes, sir, in the morning.
In the morning.
She went through my phone and she found
Yes.
some stuff she didn't like.
Yes, exactly. She found that you were texting other girls, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. And that made you upset, right?
That she went through my phone,
Yes.
yes, because my phone was dead. So she went out of her way
Mhm.
to charge it. And at that, my phone has a Face ID, so she went out of her way to charge it
Mhm.
while I'm asleep and get my Face ID to
And
go through my phone
go
without
through your phone.
permission.
Right, exactly. She didn't have your permission,
No, sir.
so that upset you.
Yes,
that
sir.
You went through your phone without your permission. Okay. So you got into the argument about that. And
Yes, sir.
it was at this point that you got angry and you started to assault her again, right?
I moved her out the way and I packed my stuff and I left.
You moved her out the way, so
I packed
you
my
shoved
stuff.
her,
Yes.
you
Yes,
pinned
sir,
her
I
down
did.
on the ground.
I didn't pin it on the ground, but I wouldn't mind. I shoved it out of my way so I can grab my stuff. I loaded it into my truck and I left.
Okay,
But did she put in the statement where
Hold
she
on.
was calling me from?
hold on. I'm asking you questions here. Just hang on a second, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So when you're packing up your things, that includes your gun, right?
No, sir. I didn't have a firearm on me.
You didn't have a firearm on you.
And they didn't
How would
mind.
how would you carry your gun when you did have it on you?
It stayed in the truck.
Stay in the truck, so you never had it on your person,
No, sir.
ever?
No, sir.
So at no point in time you pinned her on the bed again?
No, sir.
At never point in time you put your hands over her mouth?
No, sir.
You never told her you're gonna kill her?
No, sir.
You never put that gun in her mouth, right?
No, sir.
Okay. You never pointed it at her head?
No, sir.
And you never threatened her several times, not only you're gonna kill her, you're gonna kill her family.
No, sir.
You never said anything like
No,
that?
sir. I got along actually really well with her family, especially her little sister.
I'm glad. I'm glad you did. You ever hit her with that gun?
No, sir, I haven't.
Never.
Never.
All right. You ever showed Eliana the gun?
She had seen it, yes.
She'd seen it
She knew it was in the truck.
in the truck. You ever brought it in the home?
No, sir.
All right. So she only saw it in the truck?
Yes, sir. It stayed in the truck.
Stayed in the truck the whole time. All right. So that was the first time, right? Then you got into an argument the next day, right?
When the day I got arrested,
Correct.
I
That
got
morning,
that morning,
you got into an argument.
we only
with her.
got in an argument that morning.
Yeah. Okay. So there was never multiple arguments?
That day was,
Just-
no, it was just that morning.
Just that morning, just the one. All right. And that was again because she went through your phone a second time, right?
No, that was when she went through my phone.
You went through your phone the first time. Okay. So there was never multiple times that she went through your phone?
No.
Okay.
Maybe the other time that we argued, the first, when maybe those first ones, but well, that one, the day I got arrested was just that morning.
Just that morning. Okay. And that made you angry, right? Again.
So like I said, I packed my stuff in my
Packed
truck.
your stuff and you tried to leave. Okay.
And that's when she contacted me through, I blocked her number because that's when we agreed we were done. And that's when she was contacting me through fake numbers and all that.
So he was reaching out to you.
Yes,
Okay. So you never put her on the bed and choked her a second?
Now pause and imagine the other side. The victim, forced to relive every terrifying second while the man who hurt her calls it a mistake. For the jury, it's testimony. For her, it's trauma. The courtroom may move on, but those scars never fade. Every word here decides whether justice will feel like closure or just another wound.
Time?
no, sir.
You never hit her in the face with the gun?
No, sir.
Never put your forearm into her neck?
No, sir.
Never tried to choke her by doing that?
No, sir.
You never told her my face is gonna be the last face you're gonna see?
No, sir.
Okay. And again, the second time around, you never threatened to kill her and her family, right?
No, sir. Like I said, I got along real well with her family.
I'm glad you did. I am glad. Okay. I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
No further questions.
I have a couple of questions. Any objection?
None from the state.
No, Judge.
Why did you do this?
I was, my buttons were pushing. I guess I just reacted. I honestly, I didn't know I could react. I ever could react that way. I've
All
never.
right, so your buttons were pushed on January 24th, 2025?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, what buttons were pushed?
Basically verbal abuse, manipulation, and
And when you say manipulation, what do you mean by that?
basically making it seem like I was the reason when we were arguing when it wasn't me. Or like that I was the root of all of our problems when it wasn't really. Just
All right, did your parents kick you out of their home?
No, ma'am.
Why didn't you just go back to your parents' house?
Like I said, I should have listened and
Well, no, not I should have. Why didn't you?
guess she did. Said because I loved her and I thought we could work it out. As many times we've discussed it, we tried, and like I said, in the 7 months I've been here, I've seen that they were right. Everyone was right, even my boss.
I mean, don't everybody always see
But,
that people were right once they're at the jail? So why did you go back on March 14th?
we were on good terms then, and that's when she had went through my phone. And that's when she had seen messages with another girl.
So why didn't you just leave?
I did leave, and that's when she contacted me through.
Well, no, because there's a continuous violence here. So you have an assault, choking. They say impeding breath, but it's choking. Then you have an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, that's with a weapon. So all that happened on January 24th, 2025. And then you go back on March 14th, 2025, and that's where the continuous violence comes in.
Yes, because I admit I shoved her out of the way when I left. I loaded everything in my truck and I left, loaded all my stuff. Then when I was about maybe 5, 10 minutes away, she was still blowing up my phone through private numbers. I kept blocking them because, like I said, I had her number blocked. And so I ended up going back because she was there telling me, oh, to come back. So me being dumb, I went back. And once I pulled into the property, SAPD was right there.
All right. Any other questions?
No.
All right, thank you. This is what I'm going to tell you. I listened to all the evidence that's presented. And usually when you have family members to come testify, they always wonder, maybe I should have said this. Did I say something wrong? Did I not do this? But they didn't say anything wrong. They gave me great insight into you. I realized that your mom and your dad loved you, your aunt loves you, your first cousin loves you. And I know that sometimes people make bad decisions. Sometimes people make mistakes. There's a difference between bad decisions and making a mistake. So with you, I understand that you're young, but you're not appropriate for probation. You have the aggravated assault on January 24th, 2025, along with the choking on January 24th, 2025. And then you go back. And when you go back, you commit another felony. So you're standing before me, and I realize you're young, but you're standing before me having committed 3 felonies, and every last one of them are violent felonies. So there are consequences for that. So, and cause number 2020-25 CR.
As the judge prepares to deliver sentencing, one truth stands out. Redemption means nothing without responsibility. Troy's story may have started as a plea for forgiveness, but it ends as a mirror reflecting choices, pain, and consequences. What do you think? Did the judge get it right? Drop your thoughts below. Hit like if you believe in justice that balances mercy with truth, and stay tuned for more real courtroom moments that reveal the human cost behind every verdict.
00763. To count 3, the court is finding you guilty. The court is going to sentence you to 8 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. This will run concurrent with 2025 CR 00700, 2025 CR 00703. The state is taking in consideration 2025 CR 006031. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with the complainant, and the court will recommend the therapeutic community. The therapeutic community doesn't increase the time that you're in custody, but it's to help you with any drug, alcohol, or anger issues. And cause number 2025 CR 007003. The court is finding you guilty. The court will sentence you to 8 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine. The court will give you credit for any time served. The court, this will run concurrent with 2025 CR 007000, 2025 CR 007063, taking consideration 2025 CR 006031. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with the complainant, therapeutic community, and there's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. And cause number 2025 CR 007000. There's a $1,500 fine. I'm sorry, the court is finding you guilty. There's a $1,500 fine, 8 years in the prison, credit for any time served. This will run concurrent with 2025 CR 007003, 2025 CR 007063, taking consideration 2025 CR 006031. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with the complainant in the therapeutic community. Did you review the documents entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes.
All right, because these are plea bargain agreements, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because these are felony convictions and affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over that, you'll need to speak to your attorney. We can go off the record. Here's the thing, you're young. I know that prison is a rough place to be, but you're gonna have to make some changes. You're gonna have to figure out why you get angry. And you're going to have to solve that. Otherwise, what's going to end up happening is you're going to keep coming back and forth to somebody's jail and somebody's prison. And when you go to prison, do not become institutionalized. Go there. You can get your education for free. You can get a trade for free. You can do all of that for free. So make good use of your time. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you.